All right, so we're starting with Healing Light for Jessica. Thank you for doing this, by the way.
Yeah, thank you for actually doing it for me.
No problem.
I appreciate it.
All right. There we go. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords and the Two of Cups, I believe. Yes. So this tells me that maybe there's a situation within a couple where I kind of feel like there's a stronger feminine energy coming through that's taking more control than one has done previously in the past. With the Two of Cups, it is an indication of a relationship, but it's also the cups are water signs, so it's tied to our emotions. So the Two of Cups traditionally is like a unified, solid partnership, and the Queen of Swords is sort of the mentality of like, I'm strong, I'm independent, I'm whatever. So with this coming out in the Healing Light, that is sort of the focus of this, is somebody being more in control or considering that more control is needed, but not in like a I'm gonna be a control freak way, just more of like needing to either create a more balanced partnership. So there could be somebody that's overwhelmed with responsibility and somebody who is taking less hands-on approach, and that needs to be more balanced. It can indicate doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. It can be a friendship or a work situation, but there's strong feelings about this. How are we with that?
Yeah, that makes sense to me, especially recently.
Okay. All right. So we're good with following this train?
Yes.
Okay. So that is what Spirit wants to talk about. So that's what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to draw from my regular tarot. This is with intention of just anything to help this situation. So, interesting. Let me clarify that. I kind of feel like there's a lot of resentment here. Oh my gosh, look, and the Six of Pentacles. That also indicates a union and an even balance. So the Pentacles are our foundation. It does indicate our financial aspect, but it really does represent an even partnership where one person or both people are evenly matched, whether it be somebody brings, does working and brings home the money and the other one stays home. But it's still even as far as spreading it out so that both partners benefit. So with the Five of Cups coming out and then the Six of Pentacles clarifying that, I feel like this is also about resentment and feeling unsure of the situation and unsure if this is going to either happen, or if it had happened in the past and the partnership has declined, whether the partnership will reunify. So that's that. How does that feel?
Yeah, spot on.
Okay.
A lot, actually.
Okay. All right. So this next deck I'm using is legit brand new. You are only the second person I've ever used them on. So I'm going to give it a go. I've been studying them, but for me, I feel like the best way to learn is to actually just just use them. So that is what I'm doing.
Yay, that's kind of exciting.
And this one, I'm going to grab the book because for these cards, there's 4 individual meanings wrapped into this. There's the card meaning, there's a stone that goes along with it that is recommended to help work on the issues coming out on the card. There's an animal represented and a tree. So
Okay.
we have self-love and play.
Nice. Those are cute.
Peacock and a dolphin. Aren't those cards gorgeous?
My favorite animal is a dolphin, so that's kind of funny that you pulled that.
Oh, I was actually, when the dolphins came out, I was like, dolphins. That stuck out.
I have a tattoo on my left leg of 2 dolphins going up into a heart, actually coming like out of the water.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of funny.
That's
like,
good. That's validating that. So with the self-love and play, typically the play is about needing to have a childlike carefree attitude. It's more just representing the need to step away from the situation to gain another perspective. So removing yourself from the situation, taking a walk, going out into nature, giving yourself another setting to surround yourself in that will allow you to possibly look at things differently. Self-love in this situation for me is about making sure that you're focusing on what is best for you. I don't know if there's I'm kind of feeling like there's some worry here, like whether it's wondering if you're looking at the situation wrong or questioning the validity of why you feel the way you feel. And just trying to like I almost feel like that's what you're trying to do, is just consider if you're even in the right thought frame of mind. Because I feel like it's something that reappears a little bit more and you're starting to notice and pick up on it. And there are some feelings attached to the situation, but I don't know if it's just a phase or if it started as a phase and that is now becoming true to life. That's sort of what I'm picking up on. So you can take whatever you want from that. So with the self-love from the book, the sign it's attached to it is water. So that you are a Scorpio, right? Because your name.
I am a Scorpio. Yep.
Okay, so that's good. So I would say, oh, very nice. They're both water signs, obviously, and they're right after the other. So that's really good. So the flower associated with the self-love is the hibiscus. And it's about being an ally to yourself, connecting with yourself, connecting with life, making sure you're participating in life. Again, just sort of making sure that your needs are being met through this whole process. The pink halite stone is about integration, and that's the stone associated with this card. So I don't know if you're into stones, but that might be a good one to get.
I actually just recently picked up one. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of those pink stones.
Oh my goodness. All right. I love it. So with the peacock, it's sort of about it's sort of about letting yourself be. So the peacock, when they put those plumes up, they sort of become a totally different creature. You can't see it until they put them out. So it's about putting yourself out there, and making sure that your needs are met, and then understanding when you're out there that you are a magnificent creature, you're a magnificent spiritual creature, and you're really putting yourself out there is a beautiful thing. So, and caring for yourself is a beautiful thing. So with the play, the dolphin is about making sure that you're getting out into it. Dolphins are social creatures. They stay in pods. They're not meant to be solitary figures. They have family and friend groups. So It's about making sure you're not isolating yourself through whatever it is that you're going through. And again, that carefree, playful nature. The stone is called bustamite. This one helps with the playful and creative energy, and also physical pleasure. So it just sort of enhances your connection to spirit, to earth, to nature, which then sort of goes back into yourself. All right, so since you like the sea creatures, I have this other deck I'm going to use. It's my sea creatures. So we'll see if we can get some dolphins to come out because I've seen them.
Okay.
This is the Mystical Sea Creatures deck. All right. So we have Childlike Devotion. So that's going back to that play again. It says you are a multi-talented, complex being. Embrace and love who you are. So we have self-love, we have play, we have childlike devotion. Spirit really wants to emphasize taking care of yourself and loving yourself and liking yourself, I think, most importantly. And understanding, I feel like there's a lack of care for yourself. I feel like there's an overwhelming quality, and I almost feel like it's more mentally exhausting. I think there's a physical exhaustion involved, but I just feel like I feel heavy on my head, and I just want to so I don't know if there's some anxiety in here. Sort of, because I am a high functioning anxiety person. So I'm well aware and I can actually feel it. So I know what that's about. So I don't know if that's like part of what's going on. And if it is, Spirit's really highlighting that you need to be cautious and more precious with yourself.
Yeah, I do have anxiety, like the diagnosis of anxiety. So yeah.
Yeah, me too. Fun.
No, not really.
Well, as I've gotten older, I'm in my mid 40s. I really wasn't aware that I had it until my late 30s, like 37. So I've really only been working on it for 6 or 7 years. But I am noticing that as I get older, it is a little bit easier to control. So I don't know if that gives you any hope, but it does seem to even out a little bit. I think it's just because you have more experience and you've had more things happen. So less things are scary, because I know for me, something new kind of makes me go all over the place. And then when the situation actually happens, it's definitely not as bad as I thought it was going to be, like stuff like that. So you just learn to trust that. Let me pull a soul card, or two. Okay, so we have two people. It can be a mirror image. It can be you and your higher self. This one's kind of meant for you to sort of interpret and see if you get anything from it. I do see like a mirror image, but I also see a male, female represented here, which is not gender. It's energy-based, masculine, feminine energy. So this is about being balanced in that masculine and feminine energy. So that could just indicate a need to work, be more conscious of that. And then this one is, again, a yin and yang couple, balance. Like every single card is about this balance, and it's really out of whack. And you need this. You need a balance. Like, it has to happen.
Right. I'm like trying to hear it.
Oh, honey, it's okay. I can definitely feel it. Like that Queen of Swords, that first one, that's like like, I can't do it this way anymore. Like, I have to take control. I have to take charge. But then I feel like if you have that anxiety, you're constantly worrying what's going to happen, or how the dynamic's going to change, or this, that, and the other. Or then you might not even feel worthy of, or you might feel like you're complaining, or you might feel like, it's okay to be overwhelmed. And sometimes you just have to sit on the couch and watch Gilmore Girls for the 27th time. Like, I mean, that's just, sometimes that's what you have to do to save yourself, and the dishes will still be there tomorrow. The vacuum will still be there tomorrow. If you are not taking care of yourself, if you cannot pour from an empty vessel. And I think that's the main message from spirit here, is that you need to fill it up, whatever it takes, and you're going to have to let things go. And you're not bad, or you are worthy of this balance. You need this balance. It has to happen for you. And I feel like this is almost a little nudge that maybe you're not willing to start, or trying to figure out how to do it is confusing you, that next step. So this could also be with the Queen, is like, you've got to embrace yourself and find that power, and just sort of say, that's it, I have to do it this way, and then start with baby steps. But it's very important. You need this. Okay. I feel like do you have one child, a girl?
Yes, my oldest is I have two kids though. One boy, one girl. My oldest is my daughter.
You know what? I should have said, I do that to myself all the time. All right. So we have, how teachable are you? This is an emotion card. This card typically is about our ego, not paying attention to signs, not being open to new ways, new opportunities. I feel like this is what your question is, or where your struggle is that it's not how teachable are you. I feel like the situation is not, somebody's not picking up on the clues. Somebody's not picking up on the signals. Somebody's not paying attention. Somebody is invested in themselves and is not seeing the whole picture. So this indicates to me that there needs to be some sort of different way to communicate, that it needs to be more direct. I feel like if there's signals and hints being thrown out, that's not going to work, that it needs to just be more direct, but it needs to be in a loving way. So this whole situation is about finding the thing that you need in order to continue and handle everything. It's also about gentleness. So that will also intersect with the conversation that you need to have. It needs to come from a place of love and kindness. So we need to make sure that we're not accusing when we talk, that we're being respectful, and just say, you're not doing this, or you're not doing this, or I have to do all this. Sometimes when we get angry, bothered, like, you have to check your emotions and make sure that you're not starting a conversation when you're upset, finding the right time to do it, that sort of thing, just so that you're heard and that the conversation is fruitful. With the Queen of Swords, though, there is that boundary set up where you're coming in and sort of saying, this is what I need. This is where we are. I need to get here. I need to figure out how. So it's also about being strong and standing up for yourself, but also being respectful of the other parties involved and respectful to yourself as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me pull my vintage wisdom. All right, so we have gratitude. So with this gratitude card, I feel like it's not only just about being thankful. I feel like the gratitude in this situation is going to be, if it's handled right, I feel like it's going to give you a sort of new perspective in the way you see yourself, in the way you see whatever the situation is. It is about being thankful for what we have, but it's also about being thankful to yourself and understanding that you're recognizing that you're struggling, and you're going to ask for the help that you need. You are worthy of having this balance or this help or whatever it is that you need. So it's also about being thankful to yourself for taking care of yourself. This whole reading is really like, I feel like it's a soft hug, with spirit saying, you have to do something that may be out of your comfort zone, or just something that you feel might rock the boat or cause changes or whatever. But I also feel it's a situation that if it keeps progressing the way it is, I feel like your mental state will be affected. And it's not going to be good for anyone. So,
No.
so, so this gratitude is more about not actually giving thanks or not actually being grateful, but just, I feel like it's more, I don't know how to explain it. It's just more on the level of being thankful for your ability to do all the things that you may not normally do. Did that make any sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Like a lot of sense.
Okay.
Especially that, like what you just said, that ending there, like
Mhm.
there are some things that I've done recently that I usually wouldn't do.
Mhm.
And usually being the Scorpio,
Mhm.
it is a disaster.
Mhm.
But that is spot on. 100%. Yeah.
I'm a Pisces, so I'm like, we're like the same. Okay.
Okay. She's like, I get it too.
I get it. I get it. My son is a Virgo, and Pisces and Virgo are like oil and water, and my son and I are like oil and water. So, and today is his 24th birthday, and he is just a wonderful, lovely human being, but he and I are on two different planets.
Right.
And it's a struggle. So it
What
makes sense to me.
I said happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so let me pull an enchanted map card. And then I'll do, oh no, you know what? I want to do the universe. So this is a message from the universe. The deck is the universe has got your back. In any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. So this is just a reminder to meditate, and to connect to your higher self, to pray to whatever deity you pray to. Don't pray, meditate, think, don't think, just be still. But always do it with the intention of love, whether it's clearing your energy, clearing your thoughts, trying to gain perspective, but it's all coming from a place of love. It's not selfish to be concerned about ourselves. So that's also coming from a place of love. And we have to get our head on straight to help others. It's vital, because we're a parent, we're raising kids, we're the example. That is one thing that I've learned, even parenting an adult who literally calls me to make a doctor's appointment still. Like, seriously, the number's on the card, call. So it's a place of love. Sometimes it's annoying, sometimes it's whatever, but it's not selfish to take care of ourselves and it's, as long as it's always coming from a place of that love and good intention, it's going to benefit you in some way. So that is how the universe has got your back. And then let me do a map. I do want to do the map card. And then I'll do an advice card, and then I'll ask you for if you have any questions or all that. Ooh. All right, so we have Dragon's Lair. I love this card. So this is kind of indicating to me that this situation feels risky to you in some way. However that resonates with you, you are understanding where the concern is coming from. So this card is sort of mirroring the Queen of Swords in that it is going to take some courage to get this situation righted. It is going to force you maybe outside of your comfort zone, or you may have to have an uncomfortable conversation. But they're also saying that the reward is worth the risk in this situation. Whatever is going to come out of it is going to benefit you in some way. You just have to have that strength in yourself to, sort of emulate that Queen of Swords energy and like, okay, I'm charging in, I'm here, I want to take care of my kingdom, but Queen is not happy. That sort of thing. All right, let me pull advice card. Go. All right. We have Starlight. You have been upset in the past by the actions of others, but now is the time for you to say enough and live your own life. So this card, I don't know your situation. It doesn't necessarily mean by live your own life that you're going to separate or whatever. It could mean that you're a single parent. But the message was just sort of wrapped up in that the actions of others have affected you. And by you stepping up and putting that boundary up, that is the end of this person's actions affecting. And this is that enough. This is not going to go on anymore. I can't live like this. So you're putting that first boundary up for your mental health, your life, whatever it is that you need, and putting your foot down for yourself. And that is a brave, wonderful step. And Spirit is once again emphasizing that this is right, whatever it is that you're thinking. All aspects of it is the correct path that you're on or should be going.
And that's awesome to know, because usually the situation that I'm pretty sure that Spirit's talking about is difficult to walk away, or like, take myself out of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, like literally just recently, I have done that. Like, instead of mixing the oil with the fire,
Mm-hmm.
kind of covered that, and like I don't have energy for that again. And like I'm starting to realize, like, is it even worth that? So it's not worth losing myself over, obviously. And so that's really validating. Like, all of it was really validating.
Good.
And in a way that I'm happy with how this reading came out. And like I'm even happy with my own decisions, because like, yeah, I have been like, okay, like, should I, like, did I do this right? Like, but I felt like it was the right thing, if that makes sense. Like, I kind of questioned it because it's always been a different situation. Yeah.
Really
so
good.
that's actually a huge relief for me.
Good. Do you have any questions or need anything clarified?
That was like a big clarity.
Okay. Well, good. It makes me feel really, really good. I was, it's been a while since I've read like a stranger, I do like in-person readings. at like coffee shops and stuff. So it's been a while since I've done a virtual one. So I was a little worried, but good. I'm glad you got what you needed. That's awesome.
Yeah, because usually a person to like, I got really what I'm taking out of it too is that Spirit's proud of me for like thinking of myself, because
Mhm.
I am the person that thinks about others or like would overwork myself for others. And
Absolutely.
I've had enough of that. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as a water sign, that's typical for water signs. We're the emotional crutches for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it's also our calling because we're able to handle it. And but sometimes it does get overwhelming. But we are able to handle other people's emotions because we are emotional beings.
Right.
For sure. So we definitely understand that.
Yes. Most
All right. Well, I will send you the link to this as soon as it's up. And I really appreciate you letting me read for you. And I hope to talk to you again.
Oh yeah. I'll definitely stay in contact.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You.
Thank you. Have a
Bye.
good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.